Denzel Washington once said, "At your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you." Those words feel chillingly relevant now. Legal threats were made, accusations were denied, and official complaints were filed claiming lies were told. Nothing seemed to happen at the time. But looking back, it's clear those moments were warning signs. Because every celebrity dynasty reaches a point where the cracks begin to show not in headlines or court documents first, but in the faces of the people who were meant to benefit most from the empire. That moment now appears to be unfolding inside one of Hollywood's most famous families. At the center is Jaden Smith, the 25-year-old who grew up in unimaginable wealth, where normal rules never applied and fame wasn't just a lifestyle, it was a belief system. His father, Will Smith, once seen as Hollywood's ultimate family man, is now surrounded by lawsuits, whispers, and allegations so disturbing they make the Oscar slap feel insignificant. Even more unsettling, Jaden has reportedly not spoken to his father for months. No calls, no texts, no public reunions. Instead, insiders claim he's been quietly speaking with journalists, the kind of conversations that only happen when someone is ready to confirm what many already suspect. To understand how deep this goes, you have to rewind. In 2013, a clip from Thailand resurfaced after grooming allegations began circulating. On live television, Will Smith grabbed his 14-year-old son's head and kissed him on the lips. Jaden visibly recoiled, his discomfort impossible to ignore. Will laughed it off as a harmless family moment. Back then, it was dismissed as cultural difference or Will simply being affectionate. Now, it looks far more troubling, like a man who didn't respect boundaries and treated his own son as a prop in a carefully managed public image. Jaden later revealed that at just 15 years old, he tried to legally emancipate himself. Not out of rebellion, but because he was trying to escape. Years later, he admitted that the strange behavior people mocked the skirts, the cryptic philosophy. The erratic interviews was him trying to figure out what normal even looked like. That's not a phase. That's a child shaped by an environment so distorted he couldn't recognize reality. Meanwhile, allegations against Will Smith continued to surface. A violinist, Brian King Joseph, filed a lawsuit in California claiming retaliation after reporting harassment. While on tour with Smith, he alleges grooming, exploitation, and intimidation, including an incident where his hotel room was mysteriously entered. Personal items were disturbed, and strange objects were left behind. Others have come forward as well, actors, musicians, and former associates who allegedly distanced themselves after witnessing disturbing behavior. Inside the Smith inner circle, there's Brisher Gray, who reportedly left Hollywood traumatized. Meek Mill, who allegedly cut ties abruptly after seeing something he couldn't unsee. And then there's Will's former close friend, who claims he walked in on a shocking encounter involving Will. And another actor details so explicit that even gossip sites hesitated to publish them. These aren't isolated rumors. They form a pattern. And that pattern leads back to one person who saw everything from the inside, Jaden. The silence between father and son isn't just a family dispute. It's the tension of a man realizing his own child may be the one who can expose everything. For decades, Will Smith carefully crafted an image of perfection, the clean-cut superstar, the role model, the safe brand. But the cracks appeared long before the lawsuits. There was the controversial school he and Jada opened in 2008, later exposed as being deeply connected to Scientology practices. Parents pulled their children out in alarm, while former staff described it as cult-adjacent. Still, Will doubled down, investing millions. Then there was the marriage. Will and Jada turned their relationship into a public brand built on healing and growth, while behind the scenes it unraveled into separations, entanglements, and public confessions framed as spiritual journeys. What looked like honesty was, in reality, damage control land. By then, the damage was already done. At the center of all of this is Jaden, a child raised inside a system Where powerful adults were protected, boundaries were blurred, and silence was rewarded. His recent social media posts don't read like artistic freedom. They read like someone trying to process a lifetime of control and confusion. And now, with lawsuits piling up and former insiders stepping forward, he may be the one person who can confirm whether the rumors are true that Will Smith allegedly used his power to manipulate, control, and exploit those closest to him. The stakes are no longer just about one man's career. They're about the entire Smith legacy. If Jaden speaks, the carefully built myth collapses the Red Table Talk brand. The image of the perfect family, the illusion of authenticity. The signs were always there. We just chose not to see them, because when empires fall, they usually don't collapse from the outside. They burn from within. And if history has taught us anything, it's that the truth always comes out, especially when the people who were forced to stay silent finally decide to speak. Now the question isn't if Jaden will talk. It's what happens when he does.
Because if the past is any indication, when he finally speaks, the world won't just be shocked. It will be changed, and Will Smith may finally be forced to confront the one thing he spent his entire life running from: himself. And then there's Bal. That name alone should send a chill down your spine if you've been following this story closely. He's not just a disgruntled former friend suing Jada for $3 million over emotional distress. This goes far deeper. Sources say Bal hasn't been acting alone. He's been in direct contact with Jaden's team. And no, this isn't about comparing stories. This looks like coordination. The kind of quiet alliance that only forms when multiple people are aiming at the same target. And that target is Will Smith. Will built an empire on charm, selling the world a polished image of love, family, and integrity, while allegedly operating something far darker behind the scenes. Just a few years ago, he was posting emotional tributes to Jaden online, calling him his mini-me and my heart outside my body. But viewed through today's lens, those moments feel unsettling. The forced kisses on camera, Jaden's frozen expressions, his body language screaming discomfort while Will smiled for the audience. The emancipation filing at 15 wasn't rebellion, it was an escape attempt. Now we're hearing that Jaden isn't just staying silent, he's actively engaging with the one man who claims to have seen Will Smith at his most vulnerable, or more accurately, his most compromised. And that changes everything. This isn't just father-son tension anymore, this is a reckoning. Because Will didn't just lose his son, he created the conditions that may allow his son to bring him down. The pattern is impossible to ignore. Bryshire Gray, the Empire star, allegedly left Hollywood in pieces and is now preparing legal action of his own. Speaking about disturbing situations no young man should ever be forced into. Meek Mill reportedly vanished from the Smith inner circle overnight, leaving people to speculate about what he witnessed. And now there's Jaden, the golden child turned reluctant whistleblower, the one person who can confirm the rumors that have followed his father for years. The erratic behavior, the philosophical rants, the public breakdowns, what once looked like artistic expression now reads as distress. According to people close to the situation, Jaden wasn't just affected by the system. He may have been forced to participate in it. And if that's true, then every awkward interview, every staged family moment, every uncomfortable public interaction wasn't just strange, it was evidence. According to court filings, the violinist's allegations stem from an incident last March during Will Smith's global tour. He claims his Las Vegas hotel room was entered without forced entry, personal items disturbed, and disturbing objects left behind. A handwritten note. Medication that wasn't his. A scene meant to intimidate. When he spoke up, he says the machine turned against him. This is where the journalist connection becomes impossible to ignore. Bal's timeline aligns with Jaden's in ways that feel deliberate. The lawsuit details, the hotel room intrusion, the intimidation, the retaliation. All of it mirrors what insiders say Jaden has been quietly sharing behind the scenes. Bal isn't just suing, he's collecting evidence. Evidence that could corroborate Jaden's private claims and turn allegations into something far more serious. Because if Jaden confirms what Bal says he witnessed, an encounter so graphic it was described as chaos, then this stops being about civil lawsuits. It becomes criminal. It becomes the kind of scandal that doesn't just end careers, but erases legacies. And that legacy is already collapsing. Will Smith's attempted comeback didn't fail, it imploded. His album, based on a true story, landed with indifference and ridicule. Critics called it desperate. Fans tuned out. Collaborations felt forced. Performances looked uncomfortable. Rumors swirled that his team was artificially boosting content just to stay visible. This wasn't a return, it was a plea. And the world answered with silence. But the real danger isn't in music. Oh, it's in the courtroom. The violinist's lawsuit, Bal's $3 million claim, and the rumor that refuses to die, the alleged tape involving Diddy and another A-list man. No one knows if it exists, but Diddy's world is already unraveling under multiple allegations. And if Will Smith's name gets pulled into that storm, if Jaden or Bal or others connect him to those alleged sessions, this becomes something far bigger than reputation. It becomes legal jeopardy. Then there's the business empire. Westbrook Incorporated, once positioned as a powerhouse, has been bleeding talent and facing internal complaints. Former employees describe a toxic culture driven by ego and fear. Claims of marginalization, settlements, reviews that read like warnings, projects stalled, partners walking away. This isn't just a PR disaster, it's a financial collapse. So where does that leave us, with a man who controlled the narrative for decades now watching it unravel? A father who believed his son would carry the legacy, now realizing that same son may dismantle it. And an industry finally asking questions it avoided for years. What really happened behind closed doors? Well, who stayed silent out of fear or loyalty? Or because they were convinced no one would believe them? And what happens when those people decide they're done protecting the myth? The king is silent. The witnesses are everywhere, in lawsuits, in leaked messages, in stories that refuse to disappear, and soon, possibly in a courtroom under oath. So the question remains, when Jaden finally speaks, and he what will he say that changes everything? What truth is so damaging that even the most loyal fans won't be able to look away? And when that moment comes, will we finally see the man behind the legend? Or realize the legend was the lie all along? Stay alert. This story is far from over. And in Hollywood, the truth is always darker than fiction.